G'day guys, Walk here. Welcome to an episode of Walk is not dead, he's still alive. Hey look, there's Walk right there. I can't hear you. Okay. So, yeah, oh, oops. Yeah. Anyway, guys, Walk here. Welcome to an episode of Walk is just letting know that he is not dead. Yeah, so this is... I've been playing on a local-ish server of Enigmatica 2. Yeah, so we have the Walk House of Fun. We have the departures for RF Tools. So the different bases when I made this house in the mountain. Ah, you caught that, in the mountain. Okay. So this whole area that you see right now, my base, is actually in a Biomes of Plenty highland. So this is the original area, as in right here is the original area where I dug out to start this game. That was probably a couple of months ago. Months as in real time. Carbon time, as I call it. There's my original water source for things. My Tinker smelter, I haven't had to use it since, so that's why it's still here. Hello, what have I got in there? It's a what? Pink slime. Okay. Fair's fair. Okay, so this is the original area. Then I dug out another area above. Once upon a time, I had a big reactors up here. That little area there was for my extra utilities GP generators. The idea was I was going to actually have a couple of levels. So one down here, which is base. Then I had this one, which is second, and then this one up here, which is third. That didn't quite work out. Mainly because I decided I wanted more lateral area. So I went to about here, straight down. So I mined out, this is all by hand, mind you, with a tinker's hammer. Mined out about there, and then 7 high, which is what, from floor to ceiling. There's all 7 blocks around here, because it was hammer, a level, then hammer. So I did a hammer around to the edge. I did a level, so a floor, so I could do the top like the top bit with a hammer, and then I just cleared out the top floor, and it gave me this area. These are feral lanterns. Feral flare lantern. The reason why I have so many is because they are cheap. Exceptionally cheap. Like glowstone, 2 gold and 2 glass. In this pack, they are cheap. So anyway, all of this grass didn't exist. I just had, say, about here, cut across to about here, long ways, and then that was my area. And then one day I decided, you know what, I want more area. And so I did. So I made out an area for a reactor. Hello, reactor. This is a 27 by 29 by 3, so 3 high. So this only goes 3 down. So these are, what's that called? Resident Ender and Jellicrothium. This song needs to go next. Excuse me. Okay. And this Jellicrothium and diamond blocks, because I had so much at that stage. That's only 1 high. Don't worry. It's not a stupid amount. Maybe I should rephrase that, because that is a stupid amount going that way. This was a active reactor, so that it was going yellorium in directly generating power, and then what's it called? Cyanite out, which is this stuff here. And then I decided one day, I was like, you know what, let's go turbines, when I had enough for it. So these are 8, I say 8, number 8, max size turbines. And each one has a max efficient amount of ludicrite blocks. So I'll go Ludi, L-U-D-I, ludicrite blocks. And as you can see here, there's practically 2 different recipes. You have the Enderium block or Emerald block, but Nether Star. I went with this recipe here, mainly because I could do it via the... hang on. Block of Enderium. Instead of creating block directly, I went Enderium ingot, but then use the alloy smelter. Then I use the Enderium base. Then that recipe, because I actually had an Ender Lily farm. So this is it here. I had originally had a draconic orb for power storage. It was here. That's why you have this area here in stone. But I decided to move it once I opened it up. Opened the mountain up. So this is a tier 7. As you can see, it is full. Anyways, I move my farms over this way. So this is my Ender Lily farm. It is currently turned off because I have a stupid amount of Ender Pearls at the moment. 15,260. If I want more, I just flick the lever. You know that's like, you know the jazz. It's fine. Okay, on this side, when I opened the mountain up, a ravine turned up. This is all thickened glass. It's actually three layers thick. So I decided to fill all this in, except for this like road bridge. Just to make it look pretty. There's a couple of feral lanterns down there somewhere. I'm pretty sure that there's one there in the crosshairs right now. There is one down there somewhere underneath that block. And there's another one over there somewhere. But anyway, moving on. Here is my Britannia area. These are my automated, semi-automated log to living wood. Oh, whoops. So this one here is the log. So apparently I set it up for fur, but because I have a lot of it, that's fine. Okay, so let me just fill this hole back in. Glass block. Fuck that. Grass block. Okay, so if I just dump a stack of fir wood in there, it'll go do in these users. Eventually, I hope. Ah, okay. That's right. We're trying to do a bit of lag testing. So on and on. So the you have a pure daisy in there. What are they called? Yeah, pure daisy. Then these blocks on the outside are a scanner. So when it picks up saying, "Hey, there's a bit of living wood on there," redstone pulse into the users or miners, which will break the block, which go straight back in the chest. So the idea is you dump a stack of logs in there, or however much you want. It'll go cycle through until there's only living wood in there. And the same is for this one for stone. So why don't we grab a stack of stone, not bone. Always on. Always on. Always on. Always on. We'll dump a stack in there and it'll go dirt. And you want a trick? Acceleration wand. Acceleration wand on the flower actually accelerates the block process. As you can see by that. Okay, so moving on. My mana generation is through 3 kicking mirrors with cakes. As you can see here, mechanical user will always try and place a cake. It can't at the moment because it's still a block there. Soundproofing because I got sick of the sound of a cake being placed down. Terrestrial agglomeration plate. It does things for terrestrial. If you don't know what that does and you want to play Britannia, then I'm not going to tell you what it does. Same for this thing. Okay, so for a petal apothecary, the way I have this set up is that underneath all of this is a Ender IO. I have no idea what it's called now. An Endeavour. This thing here. So there's 4 of them. So you make this recipe is for 4. You get 4. You fill it up with water. Then there is 2 mechanical users. One delivers a bucket of water to the apothecary. And the other one delivers an empty bucket to the Endeavour. So the user on the Endeavour is always going, if it hits an empty bucket, bang, it fills it up. And then there is a filter on the extraction on it, which says, okay, if you have a full bucket of water, send it to this mechanical user, which is ready to go. And this one says, okay, I'm waiting. As soon as this thing is empty, this mechanical user will go bang, fill it up. Empty bucket will go straight into the other mechanical user, fill it back up and straight back into this one. This is a very, very simple and easy way. I find it anyway. Filling things up. Okay, so moving on. Okay, mob farms. Cursed Earth mob farm. Oh look, computer craft broke. Anyway, so this is a Cursed Earth mob farm. It has an industrial foregoing mob grinder, which turns everything into mob essence. So as you can see here, I have 194,000 buckets of mob essence. Commas. There we go. So 194,000 buckets. Let me reboot this computer, because apparently I can't code for shit. Okay, so mob spawner. Turn the spawner on. Grinder is on. So let's just pick a mob that I have selectable. Peck. No, Enderman. There we go. Spawning Endermans. I need it off, I think. Or on, I can't remember. It's been a while since I've been on, so I have no idea what I'm doing. Why is that not working? I don't know. Interesting. Let's just pick another mob. We'll go Blaze. That's right. I need to turn that off. There we go. So that's a manual select for the grinder, if I want to use the slaughter factory. I had forgotten about that. Okay, so the way this works is, in this chest is a whole heap of what are they called? Imprisonment tools. Mob imprisonment tools from Industrial Foregoing, which used to be Mine Factory Reloaded. The names were changed when the mod got handed over, but anyway. So directly underneath this spawner, or a duplicator, is a turtle with a very similar chest to this. So this chest, inner chest, is exactly the same as this one. Oh my god. Okay, there we go. So the turtle will read all the things in here. It'll read the what's called the enchantment name or anvil name of each thing. So I've renamed each of these imprisonment tools in an anvil with the name of the mob. It'll read all of them and says, okay, Blaze is in slot 1, Blitz is in slot 2, Blizz is in slot 3, Cow is slot 4, and so on. And then, after all that, it will deliver that information to the computer that I rebooted earlier. And then the computer will say, okay, it will deliver all of that into a table. Then it will display the table with selectable buttons. And then if I right click on one of these buttons here, it will tell the turtle, okay, pull that slot from that item from that slot into, and then push it into the block above it, which just happens to be this mob duplicator or the spawner. So it'll say, okay, with the skeleton, which just happens to be the last one, which is slot 10, and as you can see here, there's 5 down, 2 across. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. With a skeleton, if I right click on this, the computer will say, hey, slot 10, turtle, slot 10 from the chest below you, put it into the duplicator above you. I do that and bang. If you really want this code, I will put it up. I had to update it for this version, which is 1.12.2 of Minecraft. This is actually not my computer craft, it's CC tweaked, as you can see in the doodly bits up the top of the screen. Anyway, so this is the mob spawning area, mob spawning, mob killing thing. I am working on hollowing more of the mountain out, as you can see down this way. Okay, so over this way, a bit more of the mob tour. Here's chickens. Chickens are for eggs and feathers, so they just sit here and do their thing. Info right here, wool rancher. Animal rancher is set for wool. So there is one of each type of coloured sheep. So basically I just collected 16 sheep and then made one of each type of dye. Dyed all the sheep. Here we... where are we? Little attack. Cool. Okay. So, we're looking at environmental tech quarries or ore miners or resource miners. So there's a level 6, there's a level 5, there's a ore miner, and there's a resource miner of level 5 each. And then we have a level 6 of a nanobot beacon. So this is where all this comes from. It is abso-fucking-lutely amazing for 2048 RF tech. Or FE tech. RF tech, same thing. I'm getting a lot. Haste to water breathing, resistance to toughness is actually from something else, from nutrition. Saturation, which is actually saturation 5. Health boost is actually health boost 5. Strength is actually strength 5. Regen is actually regen 5. And so on. I am exceptionally hard to kill right now. Okay, moving on. Let's go to our resource area. So when my quarry turns on, everything comes into this crusher right here. So regular ores. So when I say regular ores, which is these one, like your iron, lead, gold, and so on, crusher here with ultimate speed upgrades. It goes brrr into these furnaces. This is actually a crafting furnace, as you can see here. It also has export on it for these ores, which is smeltable. All goes back into the AE. Enhanced alloy smelter with a stellar capacitor for crafting. Sag mill, same deal. Slice and splice, powered spawner, pulverizer of things that the sag mill can't handle. Manufactory for it's on the top, that's right. There was things, but I can't remember what it was. Crucible. Can't remember for that either. Induction smelter. Things were moved from there to the alloy smelter. And it got moved. Enrichment chamber for mechanica things. Okay, so the way for these things with A, so that's your control mechanica. Mechanica, what? Is it? Oh, actually, technically it's mechanism. That's right, because there was a mechanica which came out, which was like a bridge mod. The next version of this pack has mechanism in it. So this is mechanica. So it's the basic control circuit, enriched alloy, so on and so forth. All gets dumped into this chest. This item conduit system puts everything into the right slot. So as you can see here, everything is set up properly. And then once it's all done, this import bus pulls it all in. So osmium compressors, basically self-explanatory, resonator. This phantom face is for this enchanter, so auto crafting for enchanted items and so on. This is my pillar of auto crafting for AE. I'll show you the terminal for that later. That actually has a surprising amount of slots for auto crafting. It's ridiculous. Moving on, this is my end stone auto crafting. So in here it goes ender pearls, and then in here craft sandstone. Then here goes sandstone and little bits of the resonant ender, which turns it all into endstone. Okay, so here is where all my what do you call it? The item mine drops things. So you got nether quartz, diamond, all the bits and pieces. So anything that the quarry or the resource miner picks up, it all gets pushes out into this placer. So I've got 2 coal ore there. I flick the lever on that one, turns that on. Then we have a mechanical miner which has a Fortune 3 book. Now if you notice, both of these have upgrade speed ultimates, a full stack of each in them. That makes both of these go ridiculously quick. There's nothing there today because I haven't had my quarry on for a while. I haven't had my quarry on for a while. I'm talking like probably close to about a month now. And I still have 55,000 diamonds. So yeah, it's ridiculous. Auto crafting for actually additions things. So this is all the different types of things that I want in there. Prismarine shards is a especially important thing. Precision dropper drops onto a pressure plate. That pressure plate activates this atomic reconstructor. So when an item's on there, activates the reconstructor. When it's all good, it converts. It gets picked up by this Ender.io vacuum hopper, and basically rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, and so on and so forth. Then eventually auto crafting is done, everything's happy, and it's excellent. Okay, moving on around, we have ink sac generation. I'm a cruel bastard, as you can probably hear. You know, Squidwards are working very hard. 160,000, so 2,496 stacks of ink sacs, and that was all done within a week of real time. Once I activated all this, it's absolutely awesome. Okay, industrial craft. This was very, very much an afterthought. Because Questbook said I needed to do... Questbook said I needed to do things of industrial craft. There's one reason why I really wanted to do it, which is for the mass fab. Or matter fabricator. So UU matter. So all of this stuff was just for other things. So like metal formers, canning machines, and so on. But this thing here, right? Replicator. Chaos shards. Amazing. Kill the Chaos Dragon once. Get 1 Chaos shard. Put it in here. 6 buckets of UU. And you get another one. You don't have to kill the Chaos Dragon again. It's amazing. Same deal for Dragon Hearts. 1.5 buckets worth. Dense Cobble Gen from Nuclear Craft. This thing generates 64. I can't remember what it is. Hang on. Dense Cobble Gen. 512 cobblestone per tick. So yeah, it generates a ridiculous amount. So I'll turn it on. As you can see here, it goes blah 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 blah. Right, moving on. Garden close, I just use that for random farms, so like mushrooms and things like that. Thermal fabricator, I haven't really had to use that yet. I've used that for my parrots. If you didn't see that at the start of the video, then I'm sorry. I'll go back again shortly. Fusion crafting, Draconic Evolution. If you haven't seen that, then I'm sorry. I'm not going to show you. Draconium chest. It is massive. It also does smelting. As you can see, it is amazing. Right. So, power storage. Okay. Enchanting area. It's pretty much the standard enchanting area for a pack like this. A tier 8 energy core, 0.001%. It's been like this for, as you can see, I'm putting in 4.686 million RF a tick. It's been like this for day cycles of this pack for close to a month and a half real time, and I'm still only 0.001%. That just goes to show you how huge this fucking energy cube is. Right, so this is the house that we spawned in. Little display screen showing you how much energy is actually in there. RS control, so those miners which are over the back, there you can see the things in the background there where I'm pointing at right now. This turns everything on or off, and the way that we do that is downstairs. I decided to go vanilla. So vanilla inverters. So redstone receiver from the panel up top goes into a repeater, into a block with a torch, which goes into a repeater with a transmitter. So this will invert a signal. So there's nothing there. So negative, so 0 input there, 1 input there. So as soon as there's a 1 input there, it will be 0 input there. So why don't we turn something on? There we go. So on, off, 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 on, and so on. It's vanilla shit, really. So these are for the dialer upstairs, which is this one here. So basically the idea is you stand on this thing. This was pretty old area, like one of the original areas for a dialing platform. As you can see, Casa del Rock, which is the area that we're in. Select where you want to go, and then it will send you onto your destination. And turn that off. These are the Drac cores, tier 8 and tier 7 Drac core. Different sets of armor. Scusi. So there's my head, my player head. I've died twice, if you don't believe me. .01 deaths per hour. Number of deaths, here we go, that's what I'm after. 2. So I gave Shiro my other death head, because every time you die you get your own head. Anyway, different armors. So this is my first real set of armor. Then I went this set here, which is a Tinker's armor. Then it was this one, which is Ender IO Stellar armor. Then I got this set, which is the Draconium. Not the Wyvern, the Draconium armor. Anyway, so my cooking area, it was different when it was in the original area over there. But this is my kitchen. It is amazing. Freezer, fridge. Cupboards. Cupboards. Hooray, you see my kitchen. Right, so applied energistics. My storage. Welcome to the cube. As you can see, the green dots is all 64K storage. The ones up top are fluid storage. As you can see here, fluid storage. Regular storage, and so on. I'll go down again. This is all auto crafting bits. As you can see, this is the arse end of the crafting bit. Have a look around. ME. What are they called? Quantum rings. This one here. No, this one here. We'll see. The void one we won't see today. Mainly because there is... Well, it's a void. There's nothing there. Here is where the eggs and the feathers go into. There used to be a chicken. Just a single chicken on a hopper. With a couple of item conduits going into the different things, but then decided we'll go with the other one. Fluid crafting. So this is how my cakes get made for Britannia. So milk, actually milk. So cow in a jar on a fluid conduit into a black hole tank. It's been sitting there for close to 4 weeks now, real time. And I have 30,000 buckets of milk. How awesome is that? It's completely passive. Water is always full due to a water condensator from industrial foregoing, which will dump everything into this tank, which go into this transposer, which does water bottles, which I could probably use a cooking blockade sink for that, but regardless. I think we've seen my farms, we've seen a reactor over there, seen energy storage. Right, so next thing is my little portal area. So the way this works is that there is a crate down here somewhere. Storage crate, which has dislocators in them. And then next to that is a turtle. And then what happens is that every time the turtle turns on, it will check the crate and say, okay, what items are in the crate? It'll go through it all, and it'll check the names, like the enchantment names. So what I call an anvil name of all the items in there. And then it'll go, okay, I have a table of these items in these slots, and it'll send it to a computer. The computer is actually down here, or down here somewhere, I can't remember, really. It'll display this table. So the way it works is that because this is a draconic evolution, under here is a dislocator receptacle. So I've got turtle here. What will happen is that when I select one of these, it'll pull that dislocator. So if I selected nether, which is here, it'll pull that dislocator into the turtle, then the turtle into the receptacle, which will turn this portal on, which will go to the nether, and then after 5 seconds, it'll pull it out and put it back into the chest. So, for instance, I go the nether, go doo-doosh, I walk into it, and then no. Welcome to the nether. And believe it or not, this is actually my original nether spawn. I spawned way up here, away from that. I had a squid ring, so it was fine. Go back home. So yeah, dirt. I'll spit that out. It'll go on my dev null, I hope. What? That can't be full. Okay, cool. So yeah, this is a portal area. So the new portal area. Only because it's a lot easier. So the next part of the base tour, I actually have a underwater dome area. Actually, before I do that, this is it's night time. Should only be one other person on the server at the moment, so we'll go Cool. I'll show you what the mountain is. This is the mountain from the outside. The original spawn, well, for me, that used to be a, I'll show you over here, it used to be one of them. But I cleared it out. But anyway, right here. That was the my original area, right there. So, you know, crawl up the hill and go in the mountain. And then, that was the second half of it. So this is what I was saying about the three levels. Anyway. Yeah, so this is mountain. That's another entrance just there. Go around over this side. There's an entrance just there. In the hill. There is an entrance just there. There is an entrance just there, which is part of the new area. Anyway, so let's show you the second half, so to speak, of the base tour, which is going to be magic and bees. Underwater. Amazing. Okay, so this is the Aquadome quantum ring. So this is really the only part that I've done is blood magic. There is no tier 6 from what I can gather in this pack yet. Or otherwise I would have a tier 6 altar so far. This is all. There are 5 domes, 20 something, I can't remember how many. Where's my tape? There. We'll go that one because there's nothing there yet. This is where I'm going to have my bees eventually. What? 41 Mars. Yeah, so 41 by... Yeah, 41 by 41 domes. There's 5. So there's one in the middle with 1, 2, 3, and 4. Blood magic in one. There's going to be a Thorncraft in another. Thorncraft in that one. Bees in that one. Mainly career bees once I get there. No idea in that one yet. But ineffable glass, so that means you can just go bloop. Slime blocks are because these are actually slime chunks. If I grab a slime in a jar, a slime in a bottle, as soon as I put it in there, it says, hey, look at that. This is a slime chunk because the little thing is dancing around here. As soon as I go out, it stops. In, out, in, out. Anyway, put that back in the AE. Put that back. Turn that off. Back in here. So yeah, so this is the second part of the walk base. A quantum ring down there, and then in the floor at each part. Each dome is a terminal, which apparently is offline, which is weird. Regardless, let's go back. Which brings us back to this area. That's amazing. Used to have this with Mistcraft books. I can and will dump the code for this if requested. Anyway, I think that's it. I mean, I haven't really done much more. I thought this was neat because I started off way over yonder, dug all this out. Believe it or not, this is all of this area is done by hand, not with a pick but with a hammer. So 3x3 area. But anyway, I thought this was cool because Enigmatica has this the mod with the streams in it and hills. So this is where this bit come out. Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. Anyway. Okay, so I think that's it. I've done AE, I've done processing, I've done spawn, I've done cooking, done energy storage, energy gen. Actually, I haven't showed you where my solar panels are yet, which is over this way. So I have 9 max size, so tier 5 or tier 6 solar panels. So that these have the Aethium solar cells in them. If we right click on the controller, it tells us we're generating 498,381 RF per tick per solar panel, and these all have piezo modifiers so that they will also generate power in the rain. Absolutely amazing. Here is my Gaia boss platform. This was here before the solar panels, believe it or not. And also the original holes out this side, original entrances, is that one, and this is the original one. Whoosh. Anyway guys, I think I've showed you all I can show you right now. Hope you enjoyed it. I can't believe that this video is 47 minutes long at this point, nearly going on 48. So I'll leave you with it, and I'll see you next time.